the cameras flashed, the crowd froze.
Yeah.
And just like that, well, Hollywood had a new obsession.
Oh, absolutely. It was quite the moment.
Right. Just hours after ending this bitter, multi-million-dollar legal war, Blake Lively steps onto the iconic beige steps of the Met Gala.
Yeah, the whiplash was real.
Welcome to Starscope Report. Join Jordan and Jamie as they uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals.
From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
And today we are taking a deep dive into an invitation that tells you everything you need to know about modern narrative warfare. We're pulling from a really fascinating stack of sources for this one.
We've got reporting from TMZ, Just Jared, India Today, and E! News.
Right. And our mission here is to unpack how high-stakes Hollywood legal battles, elite PR strategies, and, the extreme exclusivity of the fashion world all collided on one red carpet.
And what this single appearance tells us about celebrity image control, it really is a masterclass in crisis management.
Totally. To truly understand the shockwaves this sent through pop culture, we have to look at the immediate context. Like, why was this so shocking?
The timing. The timing is everything here.
Literally hours before she arrived at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, this bombshell news broke. She and her It Ends With Us director and co-star Justin Baldoni had officially settled their legal battle out of court.
And this was a really bitter fight. It wasn't just some minor contractual thing.
No, not at all. This was just weeks before the whole dispute was set to go to trial. According to TMZ, Lively had claimed a staggering $161 million in losses.
Which is, that's a massive figure.
Right. She attributed it to an alleged smear campaign. And while a judge tossed most of the claims, her retaliation allegation actually survived.
Yeah, so this messy, highly public dispute had dragged on, casting this huge shadow over a movie that was, supposed to be about empowering domestic violence survivors.
But then suddenly they settle, and the joint statement they released is fascinating.
Oh, the PR strategy there is wild.
No money exchanged hands. There was no formal apology to Lively. Instead, they just completely pivot.
Exactly. They praised the movie, called it a source of pride, and heavily emphasized its mission for domestic violence survivors.
Right, and they acknowledged the process presented challenges, but then doubled down on a commitment to safe, respectful workplaces, free of improprieties.
And they wrapped it up by asking everyone to dial down the online noise.
Which is, it's brilliant, but how does that actually work as a PR trap? Because to me, it just looks like corporate legal jargon.
Well, it functions by shifting the rhetorical high ground. In PR, when you tie your personal legal settlement directly to a universally supported cause, like workplace safety, you neutralize your critics.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, if anyone attacks the settlement, they risk looking like they're attacking the cause itself. It creates a shield.
That makes so much sense. And the request to dial down the online noise isn't just a request.
No, it's a directive. It frames any further scrutiny of a $161 million lawsuit as just, toxic internet behavior.
Wow. Okay, so that is the heavy legal reality happening in the morning. Cut to the evening.
The visual disconnect here is staggering.
Blake Lively arrives on the Met Gala red carpet, looking completely unstressed and jovial. She's in this dreamy, pastel 2006 archival Versace gown.
Yes, the dress was incredible.
It had this total cotton candy energy, right? Like a sunrise and sunset watercolor.
That transition from sterile legal documents to an archival fairy tale gown is deliberate.
It's like a magician's misdirection. Look at the pretty dress, don't look at the legal documents. Is this extreme pivot just Hollywood's ultimate sleight of hand?
That's a really effective way to look at it. But stepping into a highly controlled aesthetic environment right after a messy dispute reclaims the narrative.
Because there's no cross-examination on a red carpet.
Exactly. There are no microphones for journalists to ask hard questions at the Met Gala. By wearing archival Versace, a brand linked to timelessness and power, she's projecting absolute invulnerability.
Right. She's visually saying, I am unbothered and I am exactly where I belong.
Yep. But a PR strategy this flawless usually makes people suspicious.
Oh, for sure. And that is not even the wildest part, because the internet went into full conspiracy mode about her ticket.
Right. The timing was so tight that people assumed manipulation.
Which brings us to the massive viral rumor from the India Today piece. People online decided Blake wasn't actually invited and that she dropped $100,000 at the last minute to buy a ticket.
Just to force her way onto the carpet and save face.
Exactly. But we have to debunk that using our sources. According to Just Jared and TMZ, her presence was planned for weeks.
Right. She was personally invited by Anna Wintour.
And she even had a full Vogue feature prepared in advance. I mean, this was her 11th Met Gala. You can't just throw together a custom archival Versace fitting and a Vogue spread in 3 hours.
No, you absolutely cannot. It's logistically impossible.
I am struggling with one thing, though. Let's look at the actual rules of the Met Gala.
Okay, let's get into the mechanics.
Because we know brands buy tables for roughly $350,000. Right?
Yeah, that's the going rate.
And individual tickets are around $75,000. So wait, if a brand is paying $350,000 to dress a celebrity and seat them at their table, isn't that still basically a pay-to-play system?
I can totally see why it looks like that from the outside.
It just feels like pay-to-play with extra steps and a really strict bouncer.
Well, the nuance is that the Met Gala is this huge ecosystem of power. Money is just the entry fee. Anna Wintour meticulously curates every single attendee based on cultural currency.
So you can't just buy your way in with a black Amex.
No, not at all. Even if a brand buys a table, Wintour has to approve every guest they propose. It's essentially a highly cast theatrical production.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, and the seating chart is famously strict. They deliberately separate spouses to force networking. Plus, there's a strict no-phone policy.
Right, so there are no unfiltered leaks.
Exactly. For the 2026 theme, Fashion is Art, Lively was cast to play a specific role, entirely independent of her lawsuit.
If you are loving these Hollywood twists, make sure you're subscribed because we have got even crazier stories ahead.
Definitely hit subscribe.
Because even though she followed all the rules of fashion's biggest night, the public fallout was massive. The juxtaposition really triggered people.
The backlash was swift, yeah.
Yeah.
And it really showed a deep fracture in how audiences view celebrity narratives.
I want to highlight the commentary from pop culture podcaster Zach Peter. He went viral for calling her attendance shameless.
That was a huge talking point online.
His argument was that Lively framed her lawsuit as a righteous fight for women's workplace safety, but then abandoned the trial just to maintain her glamorous Hollywood image.
He even compared her to Amber Heard, which is obviously very inflammatory.
Yeah, it is. But other critics called her tone-deaf, saying she acted like the last 2 years of serious allegations didn't happen. Some even demanded Met Gala organizers rethink her future invitations.
It points to a larger pattern, right? We are seeing intense friction between modern celebrity activism and traditional glamour.
Are we demanding too much moral purity from celebrities, though? Is it fair to expect an actress to skip the biggest networking night in her industry just because she settled a lawsuit that morning?
That is the central tension of modern celebrity culture. When stars tie their brand to serious issues like domestic violence awareness, the public expects a consistent moral crusade.
And wearing a pastel Versace gown breaks that illusion.
Precisely. Rapidly switching back to pure, unbothered glamour feels jarring. The public wants their heroes in the trenches, but the Hollywood machine requires them to walk the carpet and sell a fantasy.
And doing both on the exact same day causes cognitive dissonance for the audience.
Exactly.
Later in the episode, we will talk about the shocking twist nobody saw coming right on the Met Gala steps. Because knowing the intense scrutiny awaiting her, how did she physically navigate that carpet?
She actually brought emotional and physical reinforcements.
According to Purse Now, she had a wild encounter with the paparazzi. She's walking up the steps in this massive, heavy train.
Which is so hard to maneuver.
Right, and photographers are aggressively yelling, "Over the shoulder, Blake!" She is visibly struggling, but instead of just smiling and complying, she takes control.
She told the staff to leave it, right?
Yes. She pointed a finger right at the impatient paparazzi and firmly told them to hold on. Then she apologized and explained her team worked too hard for the dress not to look perfect.
It's a striking moment of boundary setting in a very overwhelming environment.
Totally. And noticeably absent was her husband, Ryan Reynolds. Instead, she brought her cousin, model William Blake McAlpin, to carry her train.
Her sweet angel support system, as she called him. Bringing family physically anchors you.
But she also anchored herself emotionally. In her interview with Lala Anthony, she revealed her Judith Leiber customized clutch.
The details on that bag are brilliant semiotics.
The Brit Plus Co. sources noted it had lavender crystals and Venetian hues. But the best part, she had her 4 children create watercolor paintings that were turned into the 4 panels of the bag.
James, Inez, Betty, and 3-year-old Olin.
Yeah, they painted a pink flower, a blue and purple bird, a rooster, and a free-flowing abstract piece by the toddler.
It's incredible.
She did it so they could be with her. It acted like a protective force field. I mean, in a room full of sharks and flashing cameras, she literally carried pieces of her home to ground her.
As a PR strategy, it's a silent, unassailable counter-narrative.
Oh, completely.
Zack Peter and internet critics tried to paint her as this cold, calculating Hollywood elite. But the archival strength of the Versace, combined with her cousin and her kids' finger paintings in crystal.
It's hard to be mad at a rooster finger painting.
Right. It projects the image of a grounded, family-oriented woman who is insulated from the drama by her real life. It humanizes an untouchable fashion moment.
It's just wild to think about the 24 hours she had. She settles a highly publicized legal war, dominates the Met Gala in watercolor Versace, commands aggressive paparazzi, and weathers massive internet backlash.
It is the ultimate display of narrative control. The courtroom and the red carpet are just different stages for the same PR battle now.
Which leaves you with a final, lingering question. As the line between legal reality and red carpet branding continues to blur, does an impeccably executed aesthetic comeback actually overwrite the messy reality of a public scandal?
That's the real question. In the age of the internet, is high fashion losing its power to serve as the ultimate PR shield? Or do we still just want to look at the pretty dress?
You've been listening to Starscope Report, where we uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.